Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final maths-related interview.
What sort of villain gets that?
It's Australia's reaction.
It's an
This
exclusive.
is an exclusive. That's hitting the cutting room floor, bro.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired. It just went nuts.
Howdy, howdy.
What is up?
What's up, girl? I saw you answer the phone the same way you actually start this podcast.
I know, it's just a habit.
What is up? Yo, yo, yo.
If anyone rings me, that's how I answer the phone.
That's my girl, man. How you feeling? You okay?
Good. It's
That's
a
what's
nice sunny day on the beautiful Gadigal land.
Oh my God, come on.
We're
See what
here. We got an amazing guest.
Mm-hmm.
Some may call her Voldemort's cousin.
Some
Some may
might call
also
her-
call her the biggest villain of maths
you
history.
did. Whoa, oh, in history.
I've had the privilege of being on her season myself. I know she's been on Back to Reality before, but with yourself and Al.
Absolutely.
But
The
now
one and only.
I get to talk to her.
Olivia Fraser.
Olivia Fraser.
Yeah, come on now, come
Bum,
on.
bum, bum.
She said the biggest maths villain in history, man. But that's a
Some
big
may
one.
say.
Some may say.
Some may
Wow.
say.
But yo, man, I'm telling you though, the first time was so nice. We had to do it twice. I like that saying.
Right?
I like that one. That's like my favorite saying.
I like that. I like
So
that.
yeah, and like that was before you came on too, right?
Yes. So I'm like so stoked to
Uh-huh.
talk to her.
Apart from that, how's your week been?
It's good. It's good.
Uh-huh.
It's been busy.
Uh-huh.
You know, doing
Influencing.
my thing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
What stage of life do you reckon you're in right now? Very quick. I'm sorry. I know this is just an intro.
Oh, what stage?
Just a deep question.
I'm in my I need to protect my peace at all costs era.
God.
What about
dang.
you? Yeah, what about you?
I'm in my chapter of no at the moment. Learning how to say no
Ooh.
to like, you know, like if people want to hang out and it's like as much as I want to hang out and I don't want to miss out. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got stuff that I got to do. I've got things that need urgent attention. I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's just like a reflex. That's my first answer to everything.
Yeah.
Even if I want to go and even if I can go, is my first. Yeah. So that's like the first, that's like the chapter that I'm in right now. It's kind of hard for me to kind of accept because I've always been like a yes man.
I know that, yeah, especially if you are always a yes man. I feel like that chapter's really hard
100%,
to
man.
get past.
I love how we've been starting, you know, wait, we're starting the podcast. We're just, you know, eating beans now.
Yeah.
But I love how we're starting like the podcast nowadays with just a little bit of self-development talk.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because last week we were talking about chakras a lot. I think we kind of
I
lost some people.
know.
We lost some people, but it's
No.
okay. We're back.
No, our people know us. And
They know what
they
to get.
speak our language.
That's
they
what's
get
up.
it. They
That's
get
what's up.
it.
And you know who speaks our language? Olivia Fraser.
Yes.
So-
So let's go.
Let's go.
Hello, Queen. Welcome. It's so
Welcome,
good
Liv.
to see you. I haven't seen you since. When was the last time I saw you?
Remember?
Babylon?
No, surely not that long.
I reckon it was. So the Babylon premiere was the first time I bumped into Cody a year post show, and it was you, Cody, and Jackson.
Don't we just cringe at our ex-husbands now?
Bro, you were with them.
Same management, come on.
Oh, fair. Are you guys still all under the same management?
I don't know. I don't know the boys' business, but
Oh,
I'm
that's
still with
fair.
my managers because they're legends.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird how that happens, hey, like in this industry where it's like you're kind of forced to make friends with the people that you managed with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and like that's how like me, Selena, and Al actually got
Yeah.
together. You
Are
know?
you saying you feel forced?
Yeah,
to
it
be
was
my
forced.
friend?
It was actually very forced. I didn't choose her. She wasn't first option as a friend. And then I was like, I guess I gotta see her at all these events. I gotta make friends. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like, because I'll find you.
I was like, okay, I guess you got me now.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But how you been? You been good?
I've been, you know what? I've been okay.
Yeah.
I've been okay. It's been
Yeah.
a bit
That's
of a
what's up.
roller coaster since last time I was here.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I remember.
So I think last time I was here, I was telling you about my little Scottish lover, and that went tits up.
Shit, yeah, because you were thinking about moving there, right?
Yeah.
So fill me in, because I wasn't co-host back then. So,
Yes. So
yeah, tell us.
here's me, like repeat offender at the Back to Reality podcast.
No, we love it.
You come
What's
here every
different
day.
now? It's
It's
different
had a
now because we've got
facelift.
black and yellow. So, you know,
You didn't yang.
different, different
Oh my
flavour.
goodness. Yeah, so I think last time I was here, I said off air with you guys that I was really falling for someone over in Scotland. I'd been over to visit him, and it was all great. And he'd said something like, when you, because I was going on a girls' trip in June, so he's like, when you come back with the girls, let them go home and you stay here, and we'll spend some time together, see if we can get the legs moving on this relationship. And I was like, yeah, amazing. And the day before my friends left to come back to Australia, I still had my flight home. Like I just didn't cancel it because I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet you guys get on the flight home and he ghosts me. And they were like, no, that boy's in love because we'd spent so much time with him and his friends and all that sort of stuff. And they're like, no, he's in love. He's not letting you out of his sights. And sure enough, my friends left and I stopped hearing from him. And yeah. And I was like, okay, awesome. So sort of gave him a bit of space, gave him a bit of time. Like went and saw my friends in the UK. And then took me about a week to lose my patience. And I was like, mate, I'm here traveling around, paying for hotels, like...
Just have some respect.
Yeah, have some respect for my time, my money, the knowledge that I am on the other side of the world at your request.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And he was just like, oh, I've got my son at school holidays. I can't really talk right now. I'm like, you've had your son for school holidays the last 8 months that we've been talking and it's never been a problem. But now that I'm here, it's a problem. Like this doesn't check out.
Yeah.
And so I lost my patience, ended it, went travelling a bit more, ended up back in Scotland at a pub in his hometown with another girlfriend. And one of the ladies at the bar was just like, you're Olivia from MAFS. And I was like, yes, I am. And she's like, you're dating blanky blank. And I was like, yeah, like kind of, like it's a bit complicated. Like I don't really know how we left things. And she's like, don't, he's got a girlfriend. He's been living with my best friend's daughter for 4 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
And like, showed me Instagram and like there was not a gap in this girl's Instagram.
Oh.
He's like never posted with her. And it's just the brazen of like, he was taking me out in town. Like it's a tiny little small town in the Highlands and he's walking down the high street holding my hand, knowing that his girlfriend is at home and all the locals know exactly what he's doing.
Shame.
Yeah. It's just the
For
craziest.
a bartender to pull you up and tell you that your man's is trifling, you dodged a bullet.
I know, right? I know. I'm just like, oh, thank goodness me. But yeah, and then the whole town basically was in my Instagram DM saying, everyone hates him. You've dodged a bullet, babe.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
I don't even know where to start, man.
I know. So how long were you guys talking and this whole thing was going on for?
So he slid into my DMs at the end of January, start of February. So we were talking for about 6 weeks and I had a little roster going. So I was like, oh, I'm seeing other people. And then it just got to a point where I was like, I have British Airways credits to use.
Yep.
So I may as well just go for a quick trip over, see if he's legit. Like I knew he was legit because like he'd sent me FaceTime, like not FaceTimes, like we'd sent like videos back and forth with each other and things like that. But I was, because that's the thing, like all the haters are like, you got catfished. I'm like, I think catfished and like being lied to about a girlfriend is a bit different. But yeah, so I went over, met him in person. Really,
So how did
really
you
liked
meet?
him.
Like, how did you connect initially?
So because I was planning this girls trip with my friends, one of them sent a Instagram reel into our group chat. And it was this like Scotsman interviewing this English guy outside a pub in Fort William. And I was just like, he's well fit. And like, I'm not into like physical stuff. Like I don't see like a hot guy and be like, he's so hot, I've got to know him. But that one, I was just like,
You were drawn to him.
yeah.
10, yeah.
So found his Instagram, followed him. He followed straight back, slid into the DMs, started chatting from there.
Wow.
The seed was planted just from that interview.
Yeah,
bruv.
literally.
But you know what, man? I think like going back to the actual story, I'm actually very disappointed in us guys, man. Because how do you come to a point where you're talking to a fly chick from across the fucking world, bro, and get her to come and see you, only for you to just fucking leave her like that? And it's like, if you knew you had a girlfriend to start off with, like, okay, this is the thing. I just don't really quite understand what goes on in people's minds. And I feel like for me too, I've had to make a little bit of, adjustments as well too. I've made mistakes, but never have I ever asked a girl to fly. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. I think it's like a faceless thing. I think now with social media, it's all behind, a wall, a screen. And you just, especially like narcissistic personalities, they just think, oh, yeah, it's like a power trip. If I can get this chick to come, if she comes, she comes. It's more like a control thing. It comes from a place of like deep insecurity and knowing that this chick from MAFS, like she's big time, maths villain. She's gonna come suck my dick. You know, I think certain guys like that get off on that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And they
absolutely.
don't care about all the people that they hurt in between that.
God damn. As bad as it sounds, you know, I think coming out of the experience, now you're kind of a little bit more cautious, right? Like actually, you know, starting to talk to people like when they slide into your DMs or like when you slide in your DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Sorry, her face.
You know, yeah, because she's like, I was the one that, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's like, you know, there's something to be taken away from this
Yeah.
whole experience. You know what I'm saying? And I think the universe sometimes has got some very harsh lessons, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, man.
Everything happens for a reason.
100.
Like I just have to, I really do have faith in like all the crappy things that happen lead you to where you're meant to be.
Big
Being
time.
for your greater good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like maths obviously sucked for me. And this experience obviously sucked for me, but I'm perfectly happy with those experiences under my belt because I'm like, I'm getting where I'm going.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
But I think upon reflection, though, do you look back at that whole experience and think, I had a gut feeling the whole time and I shouldn't have ignored those signs?
I definitely had a gut feeling towards the last few weeks of it. So there was one night we all went out, like with his friends and my friends. We went for a weekend away together in like a small seaside town.
Yeah.
And it was like he just like we went out clubbing and stuff, and these two girls like came up and were like, "Oh my God, can we take a selfie?" Like all this sorts of stuff. And he'd been all over me the entire time. And then as soon as like I got recognized, he was out of there.
Oh, he was off
Uh-oh.
it.
And which I was just like, oh, okay. But he was like lurking. Like if my drink was low, he was filling up my drink. Like he had eyes on. But and we were with all of his friends. Like it was just the most
That's
bizarre.
so
The way
shady.
man
I
disappears
know.
like that, man. He's like no face, no case.
Literally.
Bad.
So
man.
yeah, no, it just like that was weird. And my
Yep.
friends were like, that's weird, like red flag. And I was like, yeah, red flag. But then the next day everything was back to normal. But I was a bit like, I don't know. And it was my 30th in London, and my friends organised just like a nice lunch, like a nice day, and
Yeah.
asked him to come down for it, and he didn't come down. They're like, it's your girl's 30th. Like, just
yeah.
make a day trip. Like, you're a
Yeah.
plumber.
Come on,
You
man.
can take the day off.
Come on, boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, always trust your gut, ladies.
Absolutely, man.
Gents.
And, man, but you know what though? Yeah, I just feel like you guys have been blessed with intuition.
Yeah, we
Your
do.
intuition, is actually
It's spot on.
it's godly, bro.
Yep. It's
And
some
I-
witchy woo shit.
Absolutely, man. I had like a female friend that was actually telling me about it, and she's like, every single time that I've had a feeling about a guy fucking me over doing some weirdo shit, I've been right. And it's like, and she's always like had this sense, like in hindsight, going, I actually regret not always listening to that as soon as I can, so I can stop all of this hurt. I was like, man, us guys, we just go with what feels good in the moment, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That gut feeling's always there, but you're like, don't worry. But yeah,
Literally.
that shit is godly, bro.
Yeah, and if you don't listen to your gut, I think as a woman, your body will tell you. Because I can't tell you how many times I've slept with a guy and I've got UTIs after UTIs. My body was like, no, bitch, stop. Or I would bleed. Do you remember on maths? I had to go, I don't give a fuck. My body was like, this guy ain't right for you. To the point where my pussy was crying blood.
Lord have mercy.
Cry me a river.
Wow.
Anyway,
I can corroborate that story. She did tell me about that while we
It was
were.
a big thing. I had to go to freaking a specialist and everything. This was during
Serious?
lockdown. Yeah, man, it was a big deal.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, going back to Fetch.
Oh, sorry, man. We've never ever spoken
I'm
like
gonna
this.
let you simmer
Oh,
on that
are we
for a
going
little bit.
feral? Because I'm so ready for that.
Yes, going back to Fetch. Halloween just happened, and you dressed up as Regina George. Loved it.
Come
Slay.
on, come on.
Thank you. I think there was enough articles with my face pasted over Regina George's body while maths was airing, so I was like, may as well just lean in.
Super fitting. I love it. So, what was there? 2 Halloween parties?
There was
Yeah.
was the Maxim party on the Friday night, and then the
Yep.
Believe advertising party on the Saturday night. So
So you went to both.
I went to both.
I loved both your costumes.
Thank
You look
you.
good.
The Marie Antoinette one was horrible. It was like
Serious.
no. Okay, so the shorts was actually just like plastic latex looking underwear, and
Okay.
I was really anxious about the Maxim party, so I was meant to wear I was meant to swap the costumes,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
just
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah.
I was like, I feel too exposed. I can't roll up to this party that I know my ex is going to be at, and there's a lot of like contention there. and I just don't want to be in my underwear in like plastic underwear with my vagina sweating.
That's not
I
cute.
was like, this
but,
is
you
too
know.
like I feel too exposed to do this.
I almost feel like I shouldn't be here, right?
You have no idea. You
But
have
it's
no idea.
beautiful, man. I'm learning.
Was it like, did you say hello? Was there
No.
tension?
I
So
was-
you guys are not on talking terms at all?
I've lost it. I'm like, I just don't care anymore. Like when Jackson and I broke up, we had this sort of agreement to always speak nicely about each other.
Yeah.
And I really feel like I've held up my end of the deal, and I've, been too nice and stroked his ego for well over the last year. And whenever he's talked about me, it's been, I hope Liv finds a nice guy, which sounds nice, but when you're as hated as I am, people are going to interpret that as he hopes that she finds someone nice so that she gets the fuck away from him or leaves him alone because she's a stage 5 clinger. And that's how people interpret that. And I've been asking him to stop saying it for the last year, and he keeps on doing it. And then even with the whole Scottish guy thing, Jack didn't contact me about that. I saw him commenting on media outlets' pages as if I was going to read it. Like, oh, good luck, Liv. Like, better luck next time. It's like,
It's more for
you
his
don't
image
care.
than
You're
anything
just,
else.
yeah. You're not saying that to me. You're not writing that on my post. You're saying that on a media outlet story, like in the comments section, so that you look like a good guy, but you actually, like, you're not speaking to me about it.
Yeah.
And then, so the Sunday before the Maxim party was his birthday. So I wrote like
Yes.
a little nice post for him and all that sort of
Aw,
stuff.
no, I saw that. So
Yeah,
cute.
it was cute, right? And my best friend back in the UK was like, Liv, why did you post for Jackson's birthday? And I was like, oh, because it's his birthday. And he was like,
It's a nice thing to do.
yeah. And he was
Yeah.
like, but did he post for your birthday? And I was like, no. He was like, what did he do on your birthday? And I was like, well, he was the first person to message me because I'm just making excuses. I'm like, well, he was the first person to message me. He's like, but what did he write? I was like, happy birthday, mate. No X's, no O's, no emojis. And my friend was like, so on your 30th birthday, you woke up to a message from your ex-partner, somebody that you lived with, that you were planning a future with, you were talking about having children with, and you wake up to a message that is essentially him putting you in your place, saying happy birthday, mate. It's like, yeah, okay, like that's
The
a
one
bad...
thing I have to give Jackson though is that because we're both Libran babies, he does always reach out annually. I get a message from Jackson saying "Happy birthday, legend" or something. And so yeah, when it's his birthday, I'm like "Happy birthday."
He's good at
Like
it.
he's good at remembering
He's
people's
good at it.
birthdays.
He's
I
good.
have to give him that.
He is, but it's just like, it really felt like a bit of a slap in the face because
Yeah.
it was just so dry and such a big birthday for me.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
I know it sounds really, really petty, but it was just kind of like he's been putting me in my place for a really long time, and like just a lot of the stuff he says, I know he doesn't mean for it to be passive aggressive, but it just comes out that way. And I was like, oh my God, I can't with it. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
And it's totally fine too, man. And I think like when those things kind of happen, I think for me, I'm always like looking at how much I'm starting to welcome people exiting my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it gives me some sort of peace just knowing that when they're leaving, I shouldn't have any expectation of anything at all. And whatever the littlest thing that I get, it's a bonus. Yeah, that's cool. So I think like as hard as it is like to accept, only because like obviously like there's been, like a past between you guys. I feel like, do you almost feel like, just because you guys have had that past, you still need to be, in contact, or are you okay to just separate?
I really wanted to still be in contact, and like I have really good relationships with most of my ex-boyfriends, but it's just too hard.
Yeah.
Like it's
The
like
median is involved.
I really do adore him as a person, and I don't think he's a bad person at all, but I just think it's healthier for both of us to just cut it.
Absolutely.
And in his defense, I guess, there's nothing that he could say about me publicly that people wouldn't interpret badly unless he was just like flat out nice. And it's like always talking about like, I hope she finds a nice guy and stuff like that. It's like, you are my ex-boyfriend and it kind of sounds like you're trying to palm me off. So
Yeah. And that's the problem, like, with being in this media game, right? Because I feel like breakups and separations from friendships, they're so amplified, and some people kind of go away from who they are at the core because of the external dialogue that's happening, if that makes sense. Because it's like you've got like this like expectation of wanting to say the right thing all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then there's I'm trying to end, you know, a relationship basically, and trying to be as amicable as I can. So I guess for me, like, I don't necessarily want to say that he's a bad person for what he's doing, because I think it's also then a combination of he doesn't know what to do.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt only because I just kind of feel like I also wouldn't know what to do, you know? And it's just, yeah, man, like when like the media is like involved, like, and it's like, we live such a different life, man. Like this life is crazy. You know what I mean? So like, this is why I hate people when they come at us and go, you know, oh, you could say this and that and that, but so many other things that they don't see
Yeah.
because of how like it can be blown way out of proportion. So it's like with what you're saying now, it's like with, you know, like that comment or like, or these like little comments like that is putting like on these, blogs or like all these posts, it's like he's trying to just keep this image up, you know, like a positive image of himself. So
Yeah, and it's kind of like commenting on my other relationship blowing up and doing it on a public forum instead of
and
speaking
coming
to
to
me
you
about
yeah,
it.
directly.
It's a kind of it is a slap in the face.
Yeah.
But you know, he can do that. That's why the comment sections are open on the media outlets, right?
Yeah, but you can still feel the way that you feel.
Yeah,
Girl. That's
I
allowed
think
too.
how
It's
you're
just-
feeling is
yeah,
valid.
I think it's just healthier if we just
I personally don't keep in contact with any of my exes. I just think it's the healthiest way.
Yeah.
I don't know, my breakups are quite different. Like normally I don't feel, well, most of the time they cheat on me or ghost me or just break up with me at the reunion and not really give me a reason.
it's okay. At least they didn't stay with you and then cheat on you.
You know, yeah. So I just think these people have done me wrong. They don't deserve access to me and my life anymore.
Yes, true.
And I don't feel like that's being petty at all. So
No,
that's
it's-
just me. And I think
it's-
that's cool that you're still able to be friends with your other
Yeah.
exes.
Oh,
but
to be fair, the only ex I really hang out with is my mum's best friend's son. So
Oh.
we're
Oh,
stuck
okay.
together for life.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's
we,
like-
Okay.
we make that work. But like
Circumstantial.
I speak to my other ones and have like a nice relationship with most of them. But
Yeah.
that's the only one that I see because shout out Reese, love you, darling. But like
love you, Reese.
we're
Thank
stuck
you.
together.
Thanks for staying loyal, my boy.
Yeah.
But look, amongst all of that, man, there's some good that's been happening too in your life, right?
Yeah.
Girl, come on, congrats with the Playboy deal.
Thank you.
We see you,
Thank
girl.
so much. I'm so excited about it. It's
huge.
We are too.
yeah, tell
Thank
us
you.
about it. So
Um,
what is it?
So it's Playboy. So Playboy Centerfold. So it's
Yep.
basically Playboy's answer to OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the Playboy magazine was a victim of COVID, so they shut down the magazine and they came up with Centerfold, which is meant to be just a classier version of OnlyFans. So it's basically the magazine but in digital form.
Oh,
dope. That's sick.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on,
So I applied for it.
Mm.
I think July 2022 because you have to apply and get approved to do it. It's not like
Yeah.
it might be now. I don't know if it's been updated, if it's like more accessible for others. But I applied for it back when you had to, got approved for it, and then my OnlyFans was just doing so well that one of my managers was just like, maybe don't mess with your OnlyFans earning by opening up Playboy because it's different audiences and stuff like that. Because I think Playboy's bigger in the US than it is over here,
Okay.
whereas OnlyFans is bigger over here. And obviously, I'm Australian.
Yeah.
Maths Australia. Like it
Yeah.
hadn't quite hit the US. I think it got pulled off the air in the US or something at that point. But
Okay.
yeah. So he talked me out of doing it then,
Yeah.
and she was like, just milk OnlyFans for all it's worth for as long as you can, and I have.
Yeah.
I don't. OnlyFans isn't over, but I just milked my effort with it for
Yep.
all it was sort of worth, and I was like, I need to do something else. Like I need to light a fire under my ass, basically. And my mum was like, well, what about Playboy? And I was like, oh yeah, like completely forgot about it.
Come
so
on,
I just
Mumsy.
properly set up my account and mentioned it to my managers, and they're like, you have to launch this, Olivia. Like you have to actually
Yeah.
put some effort into it. And I was
That's
like,
what's up.
okay. So yeah, here we are.
Man, come on, congratulations, man.
Wow,
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. I'm so
And like this is like the first time that because I didn't know that they were having like, you know, like I guess some sort of collaboration. Is it, like, would you say a collaboration or just like an off-brand of OnlyFans? I guess.
Yeah.
Because you said it's a classier version of it.
Yeah. So it's just a bit more prestigious. I
Okay,
think.
okay, cool.
So I feel like, and I'm not shading OnlyFans, but I feel like my OnlyFans account is very quickly produced. Like I just snap a cheeky picture on my phone and put it up and stuff
Right,
like
okay.
that. So it's not. I'm gonna say what I think. I think my OnlyFans is a bit skanky. And I wanted to get back to doing really
Classy.
fun,
Yeah.
like photo shoots
Yep,
and
yep, for
Honey
real.
Burdette sort of
yes,
thing. Yeah.
exactly. Oh my god, I was in Honey Burdette yesterday, and they have so much nice
They've got
stuff.
really
Come
cute
on.
stuff at the
Oh.
moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Polite looking
I
stuff.
saw my girl going in there. I was like, yeah, girl, let me know how much you need.
Take my
Let me
credit
know how much.
card.
Yeah. But just don't get stuff that's bigger than mine, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's keep this shit. Man.
I was a honey for a long time.
Oh, really
I
nice.
worked there for about 4 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like a really good. I was one of the best sex toy salespeople.
That's what's up.
Nice.
Okay.
I reckon one of the first things you said to me and in front of the whole group at our hens dinner party was that you brought this
My spreader bar.
contraption.
Yeah, my spreader bar.
Yeah.
I was so
Explain that.
because I moved out of. I was telling a story. I moved out of my family home to come to maths because my mum was selling the family home, and so I had to put all my stuff in my nan's garage. I was sitting there at the hens party, so it's like it goes on your ankles, and it's like a bar to like kick your legs over. Yeah,
I saw that in what's that, Mr. Grey?
Yes, 50 Shades of
That's
Grey.
the one. I saw. I was
Yes.
like, oh shit.
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So I'm like, I hope my nan doesn't go through my
Man saw
shit.
this shit. She was like, I found a YouTube for the garden there.
Fully, I'm like, do not go through this, Nana, please.
Girl, listen, I actually want to kind of go back to last time that we were talking, and I kind of remember like you mentioned something about wanting to do something a little bit different. Like, and were you talking about like going away from OnlyFans and like getting into like a different industry when you were talking about a career change? Or was this something that you kind of, wanted just to kind of light up the fire a little bit more?
I definitely am thinking about what I want to do after all this is done.
Okay,
because,
okay.
Like I know I'm still like I know 30 is still young, but also like I still do hope to have a family or be part of a
Yeah.
family at some point. So it's like I don't really want to be doing my little skanky OnlyFans pictures and videos or like I'm maybe Playboy, but like I don't want to keep doing that. So I need to figure out what comes next.
Okay.
I still don't know. I'm just
Which
like
is fun.
yeah, like I do, like I love this. I love coming in and shooting the shit and chatting
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm like, maybe something in the media if people can
Yep.
like stand my face and voice enough in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know yet. But this is, I'm just going with kind of like a dog chasing cars. I'm just going to chase the next one that comes along.
Yeah, for
yeah,
real,
yeah.
man. Listen, if the bag keeps coming in, girl,
know.
let's keep doing this shit right here.
There's no plan. I'm
Because
just.
how much like after tax does one earn after OnlyFans?
So it depends how it all, like how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So it's so boring, but about
No, I'm
you-
honestly fascinated.
you
I think a lot of
you
people
lo-
are.
You lose a lot. So you lose 20% to OnlyFans.
So it's like having a management, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then, well, other people pay for like organizations to run their DMs and stuff for them,
Okay.
Oh,
which
okay.
is insane. Like I know
Wow.
Jackson and Daniel were doing it last year, and they were paying like 40% and stuff to that. And I've heard of somebody paying 60%, and I'm like, that is insane. And
Whoa.
I
Get
just can't,
somebody
I
from
can't bring myself to
Thailand
do
or
it.
something.
Some run it like the talent only uploads their photos and videos and stuff to a
Okay.
Google Drive, and
Yeah.
the agency that's running their account for them like puts it out, prices it, and then speaks to the customers for them and things like that. So
Wow.
it's like you don't even.
If I had it, I just want to talk to. I want to talk to Liv, boy. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
to.
don't worry, don't
I
worry.
want to talk to old John out there, boy. He's running your.
Yeah, no, don't worry. If you're on my OnlyFans, like
Yeah.
it is me. But
You talk to us?
yeah, but I get really bad anxiety because sometimes I get some pretty hectic messages. So if it takes
Oh.
me a while to respond, just know
Yeah.
that somebody
Trying to
else has
process.
said something crazy to me, and I need like a couple of days to collect myself.
What's like the craziest request or DM you've had from OnlyFans?
Okay, it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting. So it was a guy was like, I've subbed to you because you look like my sister. Can I send you her clothes and can you send me some photos?
What the rat's ass is that? What?
What the fuck? But I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a
That's, like,
category
recent.
in porn.
the
Like
hell?
people
No,
like
is that?
seeing that stuff, like stepsister
Like
fuck.
incest.
Yeah,
But
incest
no,
stuff.
I was just like, no, thank you. That's too much for me. But yeah, I was,
And it was like sister, not like stepsister.
yeah, like yeah, it's too
Wow, we
much for
gotta-
me.
Let us pray.
I know. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I'm just going to close this and I'll come back. I haven't been back on my DMs quite yet because
Serious?
I'm just like, it's
That's
like,
a mad thing.
but like, it's scary. Like, it's not, like, it's scary. Like, I don't want to shame people for that, but like, I feel like incest is like, a bit
yeah,
too far.
come on now. No, yeah, there's a
Oh,
line.
yeah.
There's a
Like,
line still.
We're up for foot fetishes. We're up for like, I'm up for most things, but like, we are going to draw the line
At that.
at
Yeah.
At incest.
We definitely wear the bag, you know what I'm saying, that you be getting. So, you know, like it's definitely, you know, had me asking my African mom some questions about me doing something like this. Because currently what I'm doing ain't really giving me this much back. But someone's giving you shit about your car considering how much money you actually make on OnlyFans.
Yeah, what the fuck?
that spanner. Like,
That's some bullshit,
what a
bro.
peanut.
Mad,
Like,
hey.
oh
But
my God.
the actual question is, what's the most expensive thing that you've treated yourself to?
Travel.
Oh, yeah?
Travel's the only thing you can buy
Yeah.
that makes you richer. I think I've spent about $200,000 traveling.
Damn!
Damn,
From
that's beautiful.
OnlyFans success.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Whoa!
This is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
And like, mind you, that's mostly economy. I think I flew first once because it was pretty cheap, and my sciatica was playing up, and that's about it. So that's.
Oh, right. But at least you had the option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's all my Ubers and all my everything, and just
Yeah. What about like an item?
well, I did pay off my car, so my little
Come on.
Suzuki
Yeah,
Swift.
congrats.
So
Well done.
that
Let's
was
go.
great.
That's a flex.
That
Yeah.
was great. It's an investment because I used to be a driving instructor, so it's still my driving school car.
Yeah.
Got my little
Oh,
break in
nice.
the.
Come on.
I know. So if anyone needs a driving lesson, actually no, don't, because I'm pretty sure I haven't renewed that license. But that's fine. But yeah, so paid off my car. I've bought a few nice bags, like secondhand.
Amazing.
I'm just not into materialistic things, and
A
so
Birkin bag.
yeah, like I lived in a really nice house for a while when Jackson and I split up, and I've helped my mum and my brother.
You got Stella.
I've got Stella.
doggy.
Oh, I invested in property over in Bali, so we were quite
Oh,
lucky.
girl.
damn.
Yeah, so we've got friends over there that could co-sign on some freehold land, so we're selling that off
Wow.
into different blocks for villas and all that.
Congrats.
Congrats,
Oh, I
girl.
saw the one. Was it your mum's or something?
That's my mum's, yeah. So that's
Oh
how we
my
got into
God.
it.
Everyone has to check that video out. It is
Yeah.
freaking hectic.
Villa,
It's like a full-on resort.
Villa Merbau in Sanur in Bali. It's my mum's villa that she rents out. But
Serious?
it's like her home away from home. It's been her dream for like 20 years.
That's
so
unreal,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
yeah,
I want to go. Can we go on a holiday and go there?
You're
Bro, why
always
not, man?
welcome.
Can we have
Yeah.
mom there?
Yeah,
Oh,
she,
oh my
yeah,
God.
she can stay with us.
My mom's a baddie in
Seriously?
Bali.
Yeah.
I have seen her walk into a bar, do a tequila shot, and like beat some boys in pool, and then just like walk out like.
Like as if nothing happened, bro.
I'm like, why don't you do this at home?
She's like, I can only get away with it here.
She's like, whatever. We're in Bali. It's all fun. I'm like, God, you're a different gal over here, lady.
I love that.
That's dope, man.
Wow.
And like I think the thing is like people kind of overlook, you know, OnlyFans because it's like it's just a job. Boy, if I had the opportunity to, you know, fly first class just because I had a bit of sciatica, bro, and if I have the bag, I'm gone, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we might have to start fighting in jars
Crazy.
though.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, when the bank account gets a bit dry, I'm like, should I? Like, do you have any advice for women women, everyone that
Yeah.
wants
Look,
to start?
I have always been really transparent with it that
Yeah.
and this is where I have a big issue with that that peanut that was going off about, oh, the maths girls have nothing to show for OnlyFans, etc., etc. And what else did she say? That we're a bad example to young women
Yes.
because we are setting a precedent that girls can sign up and make 30 grand in a month or something.
Yeah.
That's where I took issue with it because every single Q&A I've done on my Instagram since I launched my OnlyFans, I have answered a question about like, how do I start an OnlyFans, etc., etc. And I've always said, I'm not the person to ask because I signed up at the right time
Yeah.
off the back of the biggest show in Australia and off the back of a massive controversy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't build a platform. I was given it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like obviously with you guys, because you have your own platforms as well, like it would be a lot easier for you if you were to do it. But it's hard. It's a really hard slog. I think I read somewhere that the average person makes like $10 on OnlyFans a month, and it's like
Wow.
I don't take it for granted. I know that I'm very privileged in how I made that money and had that OnlyFans success.
Yep.
And I know it's not going to be the same for anybody, like for everybody else, but you have to recognize it. Otherwise you look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, OnlyFans is like a tricky thing. So I had a first date last night and it was like, oh, like, what do you do now? Like sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this guy had like no idea about like the nitty gritty. Like he kind of knew, like he knew who I was enough, but like not like what I do now or what I did before maths or anything like that. And he said something about like joking about OnlyFans, and I was like, no, like I do OnlyFans. And as soon as I said it, I was just like, this anxiety of like, please don't care, please don't get weird about it. And he was so like, thank God he was so cool. He was just like, oh, sick, like, should we film something? And I was like, yes.
Wow.
But like, I'm not going to, don't worry. Not on a first date anyway. But
Yeah, he's got to work for that girl. Come on.
But that's like, how does it feel for you? Because I know this narrative always, I see it still everywhere, and every single time everyone's like, oh, like what season were you on again? And I always have to say like Liv and Dom, so that they click straight away. And they're always like, yeah, wasn't that Liv now? She's doing OnlyFans when she gave Dom so much shit about doing it herself.
Where did I give her shit about doing OnlyFans?
What? Yeah, can you tell
Quote me.
us or tell the people to clear that up? How do you feel being labelled as that? Like you're the girl that gave Dom shit and now you're doing it.
I know, it's just like you're a hypocrite now.
Yes,
You do OnlyFans.
because I still see that everywhere. Every
Yeah.
second comment is that.
Yeah, I'm so numb to it now because I'm just like, whatever. But my answer to that is, quote me. Where on the show did I give her shit about doing OnlyFans? Where on the show did I say anything bad about OnlyFans? Because I know for a fact that I was sitting there being like, I have worked with sex workers my entire adult life, and it is not of my belief that I would ever say anything bad about a girl doing OnlyFans. It's just not in me. I definitely had the shits that everything was coming out like, I don't know, because it was like her Twitter pages and stuff like that. Like it wasn't a photo from OnlyFans. So it was advertising for OnlyFans, but it was just like, it's public information. Like I was confused about why it was such a big deal and why. I understand now that like probably being outed as an OnlyFans model on TV is not good, but we all had a briefing day. Our social medias got scoured and it was still up. So I thought it was meant to be up for a reason. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, being labelled a hypocrite is just like, well, what? Go back, watch the show. Tell me what makes me a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Watch it. Watch what I say. All I say is that it's public. And it is.
Do you look back now and in hindsight think that you could have handled any of those situations differently?
I look back on it now and I'm like, I wish I left when she smashed that glass. Like, I absolutely could have handled everything differently. I wish that I was better prepared to articulate myself when the whole OnlyFans thing happened because I just stood there and was like, it's public. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why this is so upsetting. Like, it's like somebody looking at your Twitter page and then you getting upset that somebody looked at your Twitter page. Like, I don't understand. I could not wrap my brain around it and I could not articulate myself well enough to stick up for myself. I don't know if you knew. So you know how producers, like, before that dinner party where it came out, they, like, teed everybody up with interviews? I got my phone confiscated, like, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
Al got his, like, freaking, what are they called? iPod
Touch?
Yeah.
Al still has an iPod Touch?
Cody got his laptop taken away. Like, every electronic thing that we had access to got taken away that morning.
Yeah.
And we were, like, locked in our rooms. I was like, can I go to the other room? They're like, nah, you can't go there.
Yeah, but I didn't know that you guys all got interviewed beforehand about the OnlyFans stuff. So, you know, in your Voxies beforehand, how it was like, oh, have you seen that photo of Dom, blah, 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 blah.
I cringe when I look at myself and,
I just, yeah.
that Voxie was one of the worst.
But I didn't get that. So I walked into the dinner party completely blind to it.
Unaware.
And I was in the
Set
car with
up.
Jackson being like, I feel sick. I feel like something's coming for it. And he'd been through that Voxie and been asked those questions. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, well, so I got like ambushed at that dinner party with that. So I didn't know how to, and you know that the whole discussion about the photo had happened weeks before So it was honestly something that I'd forgotten about. It was like not even in the back of my mind. And I
Yeah.
walked into that dinner party like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, I think Tamara said something about the photo, and I was like, genuinely like, what? Like, I don't know. And it was such like not a big deal off camera. So when it came up at the dinner party, I was completely forgotten about it, didn't know how to articulate myself about it, didn't have I guess like a strategy as to make it not what it became, because I never wanted Dom to feel ashamed about doing OnlyFans or feel like any of us had a problem with it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that wasn't the issue. The issue was her having open social medias when everybody else had to have theirs closed down. So
Man, these guys know how to make us into proper puppets, huh?
Oh,
really
that
do.
whole
You know?
experience was crazy.
I still have so much PTSD. Like
Yeah.
I see people and they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. And they're like, oh no, I've met you like back when like your show was airing. And I'm like, I have
Yeah.
full black spots in my brain.
Wow.
I would be so interested to do like a brain scan and see like how much like brain damage I must have from the
Oh,
trauma.
no doubt. No doubt.
Shit.
I'm actually going to go back into therapy as of next week.
Congrats,
good, man.
girl.
That's
Good
what's
Thanks.
up.
job.
Let's
I'm
do
very
the
proud
work.
of myself.
Most definitely, man.
Had some recent inspirations.
Oh.
But, you know, I just want to like better myself. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with seeking professional help. I
Absolutely.
think sometimes it's just nice to talk to someone, you know?
Oh yeah, it's like going to the gym for your mind.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah,
about
and
to
you're-
say.
yeah.
Yeah. It's really a muscle as well too, you know?
Big
Like if you don't
time.
use it, you lose it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole. I'm gonna get really nerdy right now. Myelination, making sure myelination. So it's the like connections in your brain. So if you're not like exercising your brain and making
Like neuroplasticity.
reinforcing connections, you do. Like you
Okay.
use it or lose it.
Like neurogeneration.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
When we first moved into our Sky Suites apartments, it was my birthday.
Ooh,
Oh,
And we did a little cheeky something.
What was
we
that?
are literally in lockdown, our season anyway, season 9 of Maths. And we basically had a security guard
sitting
and
at the front of
literally at our doors, and we had a house producer that like stayed with us that
Wait,
made sure we were like children in our dorm rooms
Yeah.
and we weren't allowed to leave. Anyway, we snuck out. It was like pretty late by this time, and we all went into Dom's apartment initially. And then for some reason we were like, fuck the boys, let's us girls
They
go.
were trying to watch the footy.
Oh, that's why.
They were trying to watch the
I was
NRL
obviously a
grand
bit fucked
final.
up. We had nothing in like Sky Suite, so like Fireball was our like,
A weapon of choice.
yeah,
Mm.
literally. Do you remember Fireball?
No, I have PTSD, dude.
Oh,
I don't remember
yeah,
shit.
too. Anyway, got our wines, got the Fireball. We went back to your apartment, remember?
Yes. Oh my god.
And I think one of the first things that you did and said was like pull down your top and was like, look at my titties.
Oh my god. I think we all saw each other's boobs.
Yeah, literally. I think we all sat on the table. We're like, oh my God, look at your nipples.
Oh,
no, look at
no.
my nipples.
Don't worry, us guys do that too with our dicks. It's okay.
Okay.
It was like that Mean Girl scene that was like, oh my God, my shoulders are so broad.
Oh, no, because I think I was talking about my breast reduction.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, here, look at my scars. And then one of the other girls, I'm not going to out everybody, but one of the other girls was like, oh, yeah, like I have similar ones with like my like boob job. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we were just comparing like boob job scars. And then I was like, okay, let's check everybody's nipples.
Literally. Went from one thing to another. And you also had a gastric.
Gastric sleeve, yeah.
Yes.
So a little weight loss procedure. So I have a tiny tummy. I just eat less. So instead of
Yeah.
the tummy being like a sack, it's like a tube. So
Wow.
yeah, they remove most of your tummy. So I went from, I think it was like almost 95 kilos at my biggest. Like I was after I broke my leg. So I was always like curvy,
Yeah.
but had to like undereat and over exercise my whole life to just not be overweight.
Yeah.
And like obviously body dysmorphia sets in when you're a teenager. So I thought I was an actual elephant my entire life. And then I broke my leg and then I got like out of control, couldn't lose it. So then I had the gastric sleeve, lost a lot of weight. Mind, I just want to preface with like I tried everything to lose weight. I did all the diets. I did all the prescription drugs and
Yeah.
like with a doctor's supervision. By the way, I tried my best, and it was literally just like, okay, this is the last resort because people are like, oh, you're too lazy to try and lose weight, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
Like
we're trying to do what
I
we can.
did everything. I stuck to everything, and yeah, it was just so liberating to lose the weight and not be a thought
Yeah.
in everything I do all day, every day. Like if I,
Yeah.
like even sitting on this chair, like I'd be like concerned that I was going to break the chair because I just was so, it was
Wow.
all I could think about. So I had the gastric sleeve when I was 23, lost too much weight. So I went from about 95 kilos down to 45 within a year.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
So, like,
Well, I had
wow.
gallstones. So for anybody who might be getting the gastric sleeve, just be prepared if you get really bad pains in your upper tummy. Get checked for gallstones because it took so long because gallstones happen when you're like 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But rapid weight loss can bring them on. So had 23 gallstones and
Oh.
yeah, that's a lot.
Oh.
So couldn't eat. Couldn't
Yep.
eat. So yeah, went down to 45 at my lowest, and I'm 5'8", so
Far
45
out.
kilos
Yeah.
is
That's
too skinny.
really not healthy.
Yeah, and then I pretty much like maintained a healthy weight until my dad
Yeah,
died.
and look
and
at
I
you
drank.
now.
I
So
know,
how does
right?
it make you feel going from that mindset and post surgery now to like now people are paying to see your body?
I don't know. I'm gonna sound like a dickhead, but like
No.
I'm not surprised. I was, because I come from a pretty small town. I was really cute in high school. So I
on.
think I was
Come on.
no, like I was in year 7 and the older boys nicknamed me jailbait. Like I was in year 7, 5'8" with like E-cup titties and like long blonde hair. Like it was.
Come on now.
I know it was. And like curvy. Like I was always curvy. So
Wow.
I was like fetishized from a really young age.
Wow.
And so up into adulthood, like it was still a lot of, like not a lot, but like a decent amount of boys were like, oh, like I want to sleep with Olivia Fraser because it's like, it's Olivia Fraser. And that was always the thing. And even when I was heavy, like there was still like, and I know that's putting a lot of value in like guys and stuff, but that's what you do when you're younger and a girl and all that sort of stuff. But so now like having lost the weight and still being fetishized and making money off it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like this
Yeah.
feels like the shoe fits. Like it's nothing different than what I've been
Yeah.
experiencing since I was a teenager. So
But you're getting paid big money for it.
I'm getting
now.
paid big
what's up.
money for it now. So I'm not just like sleeping with losers. I'm like actually getting paid for it now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, cause like with losing all that weight as well too, like you would have felt a certain way definitely about going from, man,
Yeah.
like you basically lost what, like 45 kilos,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So look, I think that and it's again, it goes, a lot of like my self-worth is reflected in the men that I was dating and this value that this is how I ended up on maths, because I was just like,
I remember you saying on your backstory.
yeah, like my self-esteem is very much reflected in who I was allowing access to me. And so pre-surgery, I was dating this guy who didn't want to be my boyfriend, who was sleeping with all these other girls and me, and I was just in love and wanted him to love me so much. And then I lost my weight, and this is so bad. I went to like revenge bang him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to revenge bang you. And like now that I'm all skinny, you're going to see
Yeah.
what you're missing. And then I got like stuck on the dick and dated him for 4 years after that. So
Oh, really?
Shit.
I know, but he was in love. He was obsessed after that. So I was like, okay, well, this is feeding my ego as well. So great.
The power of the pussy, guys.
I know.
Man, goddamn, this shit puts us in jail, but this shit right here, man, got people doing crazy ass decisions on countries, boy, just because of the power of the pussy. Y'all are dangerous, man.
Oh, too funny.
What's it called? Dick sand. That's when you get stuck in.
Dick, yeah,
that's
you
when
guys
get stuck in
told
the
me
dick.
that. That was a big thing in maths. They're like, Selena, you are fucking stuck in Cody's dick sand. And I was like, what the fuck is that? They had to tell me what dick sand was. You know, like quicksand?
Yeah,
But, like,
absolutely, yeah. I just never ever heard of that term before,
Same.
Welcome.
Until I was stuck on one, a ginger one.
but wow,
Oh.
damn, boy.
Oh, it's always the ginger ones. You don't expect it, but it's
I
like,
know.
well, you underestimate them.
Literally.
My goodness.
Literally.
Talking about underestimation, I was underestimating how good this podcast was going to be, man. This is, I've learned a whole lot. What have I learned, man? Dick sand. What else, man?
Spreader
Power of the
bars.
pussy,
Yeah, absolutely.
bars.
Spreader bars. Oh my God, Nan, I hope you're doing okay.
She
out
died.
there. Oh my God.
Oh, my
Oh.
Nana Jill, she just died. That's okay. She had a great time.
My condolences. I'm so sorry. Why are you laughing? That's fucked.
It sounds so casual.
That's a very bad, but that's bad on you, bro. I was
Sorry, Nan.
Sorry, Jill.
That's what's up. Hey, listen, thank you so much for coming, girl. This is
Thank
beautiful,
you
man.
so much.
We always love having you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, thanks so much for listening, man. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
You.